What's up, y'all? Welcome back. I'm Van. We are all the LFR family. Thank y'all so much for clicking play. Hopefully, you click that like button as well. And I just want to let y'all know that I'm coaching people, and I got somebody that just now hit 100,000 subscribers in less than 4 months. Not playing. All right, hit me up with the word coach, and you'll find out for yourself. You think I'm playing? You think I'm playing, bro? Okay, now I gotta prove it to y'all. All right, MAGA folk, y'all about to see something that you might not like. Don't know, but I'm gonna need y'all help on this one because they trying to get at y'all.
So the Constitution was not written for immoral, unjust people. The Constitution was written for moral, spiritual people who could discern the times and the seasons through the Word of God. MAGA Black, I know the plight that's going on in the inner cities, inside the behind the scenes as a pastor for 22 years. There is nowhere else to go but to come back home. I'm talking to the black community, back home to the Republican Party, because that's what has to happen.
Let's go, bruh. Dang good job. Dang good job. You killed that one, man. All right, so he about to bring it back to him. We got to be here for him. We got to be here for him.
Republican Party, if I can play, the reporter pushing back, that Republican Party is different than the one that they left, right?
That's why MAGA Black, we're talking about the policies that make sense, the policies that brought us together. It just so happened it was under that brash New Yorker, some guy named Trump. Heard of him? but it was really what worked.
Wears a white shirt and a red tie, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my God! But it's what worked. Cutting taxes.
MAGA Black. Hey, bruh, send me one of them MAGA Black shirts. I'll actually rock that. I'll rock a MAGA Black. Send me a MAGA Black. If y'all see this guy, tell him that my PO box number is below all of my videos. It's below all of my videos. Send me a MAGA Black t-shirt. All right. I can wear a large and I can wear a medium. I'm a slim guy. All right.
Lowering the unemployment, raising employment. These things actually worked. Peace through strength. Everything that was done in our foreign trade, building up our military, all of those things worked. That's the Republican Party I'm talking about. America first. That's what has to happen. I'm not talking about this rhino Republican Party. I'm talking about the Republican Party that freed the slaves, the party of Lincoln. We're talking about the party that when the slaves got out and they said, where we go? The first Republican Black Congress.
He is cooking, Young Turks. You thought you was going to be pushing back, bro? He is cooking, Young Turks, okay?
Was initiated. That's the Republican Party I'm talking about, the party of Frederick Douglass. That's the party.
Why then are so many of our modern black leaders, deceased and living, why were they more associated with the Democratic Party? I'm not talking about in the 60s. I'm not talking about in the 70s or the 80s. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about John Lewis. I'm talking about Andrew Young and Julian Bond. I'm talking about Don McEachin, who we just talked about. Maybe Adam Clayton Powell takes us a little farther back, but you look at Benjamin Hooks. You know all the people I'm talking about. Why are they so associated with the Democratic Party? Why do they not see that that's where the Democratic Party is? Why the modern Democratic Party gave us first African-American president. We have the first African-American female vice president. Seems like that would be reason to celebrate.
Well, it goes back to family again. What was the family really all about? The family was about hard work, go to school, pay your bills, stay out of trouble. And the Democrat Party, if we really look real close, did the opposite. Massive incarceration, totally indoctrinating our kids through things like CRT.
Let's be fair, CRT is the emperor's new clothes, right? It's been taught by a couple of teachers in a couple of schools in a country of over 300 million people, right? That's not an epidemic.
Yeah, well, what happened was when it started saying that white men are the problem and black people will always be oppressed, that's an issue in a country called the United States of America.
Of course it's an issue, but it's not an issue because it's so isolated in little places where it's happened. Just like if there's somebody teaching a class that flies in the face of the Constitution, says the Constitution's a fake document. I'm not saying that exists, but if one person's doing it in the middle of Iowa, that's not a problem in America.
Well, what happened was that the division anywhere can become division everywhere.
Go ahead, brother. Come on. What? Division anywhere can become division everywhere. We have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach.
So as a pastor, it's a little leaven leavens a whole lump. So it's the little things that we ignore
Go ahead,
that
bro.
keep a mountain and surmounting itself. Now it becomes an obstruction. It becomes an obstacle. And we allow these things, these little things to continue. Now we're dealing with a Goliath. So now we have to take down the giants of technology, the giants of what we call the uniparty. And so here we are. Now we have to really mean it, that if we're going to be solid and form solidarities, now has to happen. So that's what MAGA is really all about now.
But do you see MAGA as uniting? I mean, certainly it unites people behind it and its idea and this candidate. A lot of people say it's a cult. It's a cult of personality, you know?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that before, but always.
I mean, it's a people are saying it's a cult because people love to say what's popular. It's popular to say that. On the Democratic side, it's popular to say that. They're like, this, we've tried everything we can, but yet we cannot destroy this man. He still have supporters that come see him speak by the droves from all over the world. What are wrong with them? Don't they hear all of the stuff that MSNBC and CNN are saying about them? Don't they hear it? Like, don't they hear it? I don't care how bad Biden is. Don't they hear all the stuff that MSNBC and CNN are saying about them? About him? They must be in a cult. Of course, they're going to attribute that to being in a cult if they don't have the information. And they don't want the information, to be honest with you. They just want to make fun and say, well, the lesser of two evils. He's evil. He's everything MSDNC said he is.
And I have people here, Pastor, who are saying to me that they would take a bullet for Donald Trump. He's not the president. He's not, you know, that's unusual. You don't hear that a lot.
This is what has happened. All of the atrocities, the calamities, the whole debacle at the border, everything now is causing people to awaken to
Right,
what
Robbie
America
Rob.
is really all about. So this awakening now is taking on personal interests. So every community now is saying, I got something to lose in this if we don't stand together. And so that's what we're seeing. When a person says that, that's a personal interest. He's saying, yeah, and you know, everybody's not willing to die for anybody. But there are some who will say it's that cause right now. That's what Patrick Henry said.
Everybody that follows the honorable Elijah Muhammad or Farrakhan or any of those guys who are leading and instructing and offering protection and understanding and information and support in a manner that shows that he completely loved them and are looking out for their best interest. Although you guys don't agree with it, I'm not saying that you should, because I'm a God fear man. I believe in Jesus Christ. All right. That's just put that out there. All right. Not that I have to, but I just wanted to put that out there. But people who follow other powerful people, they will die for that person because they know and they realize that the world are trying to destroy this individual and they don't deserve it. Why are you trying to destroy this man when clearly he just want to do right for us? So we do realize that you get your information from another side and another source, and you don't understand why all of these individuals support Trump, but they're not supporting him simply because they're like, okay, MAGA, MAGA, my eyes are closed. I'm so stupid. I'm just walking towards the sound. Although there are some that do that. I'm not going to say everybody that support MAGA, I mean, that are MAGA are intelligent and are doing it on their own understanding of politics and government and whatnot. I'm not saying that. Some people who support Trump are imbeciles. They're ridiculous. There's some ridiculous white people who and black people who support MAGA. Not gonna say everybody. There's some ridiculous brown people and Asian people who support MAGA. So on both sides, man, it's a bunch of ridiculous people. But mainstream media ain't helping. It's not. And if you continue to threaten people's leaders and try to remove them for no reason whatsoever, if you continue to try to use the law and three-letter agencies to attack your opponents, of course they're going to have protection. The people who support them are going to be like, no, you're not. No, you're not going to do this. This is too much now. Y'all going after this man's family. You're going after this man's finances. You're doing whatever you possibly can do simply because you know that you cannot beat him one on one. That's why I know for a fact that Joe Biden ain't, they're not going to let Joe Biden debate him. And Joe Biden might, then Joe Biden might, no, let me do it. I can take him. I can take him. They're gonna be like, nah, bro. No, you can't. No, you can't. You probably don't even know your way onto the stage. Or they might, poke him with something that some joy juice that might give him the strength and ability to be able to go up there on whatever stage that Trump is on and go toe to toe with him. Who knows?
Give me liberty or give me death. And now that we're hearing it again, it sounds to some foreign, but this is in the roots of this country. This is what America's all about. These men came from farmers and business people, and most of them were just wanting things to be better, who fought for this nation back in 1776.
You're talking about awakening. Part of awakening is woke, right? People talking about woke. What does that mean to you? What does the word woke mean?
Well, woke is a false idea of awakening. It does everything opposite of awakening, which is a revival, which comes from a spiritual stirring of one's consciousness. And so if you have a lot of dirt, in your mind, a lot of diluted or polluted things, what a revival does is shake the trees again so that now you can begin to see clearly. But what woke does, woke gives a false assimilation of action. Okay, I'm woke. Well, it doesn't give action.
Define it. What is woke?
It tells you what cannot work, what will not work in a people of community.
Right, but tell me what it is, though.
Woke, I can tell you what it is. Woke is a fake third eye. Woke is wanting to believe something other than what you see. You're like, nah, brother, what I'm seeing, it's just that's trickery what you're doing right now. I do realize that Trump was a better president than Joe Biden, and there wasn't any wars internationally, and crime was down, and people had money in their pockets. But no, I'm woke. I see behind all of that. I see behind all of that. He racist. Huh? That's what it is. He don't like black people. He said poop hole countries. My third eye is open. It's open. I'm woke. All right. The first, okay, when people were woke at first, it was the people who were trying to teach. It was black people trying to teach other black people. They was the ones walking around with the dashikis on and holding their fists in the air, acting like, the white God that you serve is not the God that our ancestors served in Africa, brother. Wake up, wake up. Let me school you. See. You go in any one of your black neighbors' houses and apartments, you're gonna see a picture of who? Of Jesus. And what color is he, brother? That's right, he white, or white Jesus. And they trying to feed us this white man's spirituality to try to keep us enslaved. Go ahead, look in the Bible for yourself. You're gonna see that he want us to be slaves, brother. Huh? And who was the slaves? In 1619, who was the slaves? Yes, we was, brother. You gotta read. Black people was the only slaves ever in history, brother. You got to read, brother. The white man. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Don't support that white man. So that's where it came from. But then when everybody is now being woke, they're willing to stand on their emotions and cut off their nose to spite their face. Because I'm woke now. I'm sorry, you looked at me some type of way. Why did you look at me that way? It must be because I'm black. I quit this racist job that was paying me $80,000 a year. People really quitting their daggone jobs in their careers because they're woke. People are risking it all because they're woke. Budweiser risked it all because they wanted to be woke. They wanted to do what the population does, what was the popularity contest. They want to do what they do, what they say. All the people who are progressive now. Yeah, I'm woke. I finally see that the way that my family raised me was wrong. That the Bible was wrong. That Jesus, he never rose. 3 days later from Friday ain't no Sunday. Come on now, brother. Wake up. Wake up, brother. Wake up, brother. So yeah, I can explain woke, but that's what this video is about. Him trying to clip him up for not knowing how to say woke. But come on now. He schooled you the whole time. You want him to come on, just tell me what woke mean. Just tell me exactly what woke mean. Y'all see this? He don't even know what woke mean.
I say I'm a man, and then I say all of a sudden I identify as a woman, that's woke. It gives demonstration of the total opposite of freedom, liberty, consciousness, all of those things. Woke actually shuts down. So it pretends its eyes are open, but their eyes are really asleep. And so when a person says that illegal immigration is cool, that's woke.
Why is that woke?
It's woke because we know a nation cannot survive off of bringing lottie-dottie, I'm being crazy now,
And
but
everybody.
lottie-dottie and everybody into the country. A nation cannot remain sovereign if it keeps its borders open. And why do we expect America to do?
Well, it's also woke to say that because people who start spouting woke orations, wokenicities, start saying things that mean absolutely make no sense. I mean, it's fallacies. It's like if we do this, then we could do that. Come on. America don't even belong to America. So how they gonna tell other countries that not to come to America? Come on, brother, wake up. Let them immigrants come on. We're a sanctuary state. All of us are immigrants anyway. Let them come over. It ain't like y'all running out of land. So these are people just saying what the first thing that comes to their mind. And if it sounds good enough to a group of individuals, they're gonna start drawing up some signs and saying it because it sounds good. And then they're gonna make a little chant that goes along with it. Because that you gotta have something that moves and grooves to ignite the other people that won't even do that much. Like, I'm not gonna do nothing. I don't care about it. Oh, y'all got a chant and you got a t-shirt? Oh, I'm in there. Let's go. I got a t-shirt and you got a chant? Please, I'm in there. Let's get it. People are so cheap. They're so cheap.
Do it when all these other nations, other places, close and shut their borders?
Isn't feeding you're tired, you're poor, you're hungry, isn't that both a part of someone
Yeah.
of the cloth as well as part of the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah, but it's in the context of righteousness.
All right, so this gentleman, he's on to something, and he's really breaking down a bunch of things. And as you clearly saw, the Young Turks interviewer tried to throw the Bible in his face to say, "Well, aren't we supposed to feed our poor and clothe the poor? And if he need clothes off his back, you need to help him out. Ain't that what the Bible said? The Bible does say that, right? Don't the Bible say that? Huh? 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 Huh?" But the Bible says a whole lot. A whole lot. There was many nations back then, and you had to get approval before just walking into those many nations or across certain gates. You had to go through tremendous battle. You had to really. It was happening in biblical times too. It was happening then. This is the same here. We have rules and regulations for this nation. Period. How come everybody else got to follow the rules and regulations, but not the people who are not citizens? So you mean to tell me that the citizens who pay taxes, the citizens who work and fight for the country, shouldn't have the same rights or shouldn't have more rights for contributing? And I mean, I'm talking about physically and financially and spiritually, going to churches and synagogues and everything, but still not be able to bring in an extra $5,000 a month, whereas illegal immigrants do it off top. It used to be rules, but now I guess rules mean nothing because they're trying to throw the Bible back into the Christian's face and say, "Oh, y'all are hypocrites. You claim to be this way, and now you're claiming that you don't want to feed the poor all of a sudden." We got the poor coming from all over the world. We are the land of milk and honey. We should bring them in. It's all love, guys. It's all love. How come they don't want them to come in? They must not have love in their hearts. They claim to be Christians. Clearly, they're not, because they don't want us to show love to all of these immigrants. They're immigrants too. Their parents are immigrants. They trying to flip it. But here's the thing though. For people who love their country and love the fact that it's starting to move, and it was in a good place in many different spaces before, and we're starting to see that some of those spaces are falling, getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and we're in crazy debt right now. Like, we don't even have the money to do it, but we're finding it to do everything else but make sure we take care of our country. That makes absolutely no sense. None. Nobody's door is wide open. I bet that guy that answered that question, but what about feeding the poor and clothing and all that other, and housing the people with, I bet your door is, when you go in the house with your family, you close that bad boy, you close the door and you lock it. You ain't letting no homeless inside of there. And if you walked in there and there was like two homeless people in there, you'll probably bust a cap in their ass. So I don't know why we got to be hypocrites about this. They understand what's going on. For every single household, you're not going to bring in two, three, four, five extra people who are not your family, because they're not bringing any resources. They're just bringing themselves. And some of them are bringing illnesses. Some of them are bringing criminal activity. And we're not being real with ourselves. And we're trying to act as if the fact that we're trying to sell this to a community of individuals and act like this is the best thing to do. And if we don't, then we must be lacking any type of Christianity or Christian values. Then that is completely wrong. It's misleading.
It means doing things right, or the right way, or God's way of doing things. But sin is a reproach to any people. So if I say, give me your poor, give me your foreign, it was under the understanding of, when you come in, you have to become us.
Okay, but who defines sin, right? I mean, for some people, it's a sin to build a wall and say you can't come over it. To some people, it's a sin
How's that a
to let
sin?
that person in without checking their papers and giving them due process. I mean, who's to define it?
Well, I went to that class. God defines what sin is. And so as a Christian nation, a Christian Judeo nation, we cannot lose our roots in that, in understanding that the word of God is the infallible word of doctrine and truth.
But what if you're a Muslim in this country? What if you're an atheist? What if you're a Jew? What if you are Sikh or Hindu? One's precepts of religion are different than yours, different than mine, different than hers.
Well, this is what I love about this nation. Our founding fathers put together what is called the U.S. Constitution, the First Amendment, the freedom of what? Religion. It did that without what? Wanting people to assimilate into a religion that controlled the people. And this nation was always designed to evangelize, even those that don't agree with us. And so disagreement does not mean disunity. It just means an opportunity for us to come together. That's why it's called a more perfect union. Our founding fathers knew, like Benjamin Franklin came out of the halls of Philly, Constitutional Hall, and the young lady asked him, what do we got here? Yeah. He says, daughter, a republic if we can keep it. And so the Constitution was not written for immoral, unjust people. The Constitution was written for moral, spiritual people who could discern the times and the seasons through the Word of God.
Boom. Mic drop. Bow. Dropped it on your face. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside of the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual. Love y'all. And don't forget, I'm teaching people how to grow on YouTube. Reach out to me with the word coach if you want to have a meeting. All right.